It's about 1,000 Megwana.
Okay, come on, microphone.
It's not about 1,000. 900 something Megwana. It's about 1,000 Megwana.
No, waka. So Obi at the microphone is on. Okay, so don't distract me. Obi, let me set the record here and set it straight. And I'm very sad to say Lawyer Chum is a lawyer. He knows it, but Ojina politics is leading to a certain point. It is never true that in this government there are 1,000 presidential staffers. It is a lie. And your falsehood. And try NDC if we try for years. Oh, I beg you, don't distract me. Let me make my point. Check it is never true. I have in my hands my sample report. When you say every year, beginning of the year, presidents we had this report in Parliament. And the other one said these things are documented in Parliament. The MPs in the war. But I'm not twisting. Obi, 2010, and I beg you to give me time. Why? Because I'm so confident on the kind. It will be 2010. Said Professor Mills. The total number of staff at the presidency, and you see, we need to teach the public so that everybody will understand. I can educate the public. The total number of staff at the presidency is 748. President Mills, 2010, 13 years ago, 748. Out of that, no be ministers of state at the presidency in 2010, no more 6. Presidential staffers, Obi, I had some muti in year no. Presidential staffers under President Mills, na 27. Other political appointees, 91. Public sector employees, 624. Obi, it is never true that when you go to the Jubilee House, there are 1,000 presidential service. You see, and people assume, I say, watchman no jina bank here woman see. Okofi or say or more bank, it's from a banker. Not everybody working at the presidency is a presidential staffer. When you pick the law that establishes the office of the presidency, there were category of staff that are called presidential staffers. And you be or more presidency, and you're friend of presidential staffer. See, a more appointment, you are given an appointment as a presidential staffer. It is different from cleaner or more presidency. It is different from IT support or more presidency. It is different from secretary or more presidency. Me a presidential staffer. But under the night don't go for the 2021. I think what I have here is the 2021 report. Minister of State at the presidency. Now go for the 2021. One Minister of State. As at 2010, can I 6. 2010, na 6. Atamils, na 6. Now go for the 1. Presidential staff is 44. 44. Obi, let it be put on record. There are no 1,000 presidential staffers at the office of the president. 44. 94.7. 44. There are other political appointees. 292. 292. Until the 44 no, Ebeka 292 no. And they count one minister of state at the presidency no. The total political appointees at the presidency is 337. Under John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in 2016, OBTA, Minister of State at the presidency, as at 2016, Minister of State at the presidency. This is the year John Mahama left office. Now, was 6 ministers of state at the presidency. OBTA 6. Nana Akufo-Addo has 1. 6. Presidential staffers and John Mahama were 61. 6-1. Nana Akufo-Addo has 44. Presidential service and Akufo-Addo 44. John Mahama there 61. Other political appointees are 118. Nanado there 292. And then we have what we call public sector appointees. Almost civil servants. Obi 2021. Almost 658. These are not politicians. You have to no civil service in the post yomo. Any post yomo by presidency. Nanado beko. Dr. Baumia Beba, Omeoho. So I just say, John Mahama Koya, civil servants, or your accountant, or your cleaner, or your gardener, or your stenographer. They are your politicians. 658. John Mahama in 2016. Now public sector civil servant. 712. Obi 712 under John Dramani Mahama in 2016. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2021. 658. Nobody should do this to the people of Ghana. Sure. Let us know copies. This is dated 30th July 2010. When you open this document, which goes to Parliament this year, 2023, 2022, catering division, where Atame was or 43, catering division or staff 43. Omo political appointees. Omo public servants. Or seamstress
FM
or seamstress 5. Omo political appointees. Omo civil servants. Or washermen or messengers. Or librarians, or stewards, Department of Parks and Gardens, no, NIPA 51, Ghana Health Service, NIPA 17, Controller and Accountant General for NIPA 17, Audit Service 10, Fire Service 44, Public Works Department, or Prestige 52, Ghana Post, our staff 2, Obilesta County. Nana Danko Ekufado, 22nd March 2018. Obi, and also some reports on our parliament. Ubia chief directors, omo politicians 2, administrative class, omo politicians 21, executive and clerical class, they are not politicians 18, records 32, ebasa budget, supply and materials management, internal audit, IT, programmer, research, they are all not politicians. Department of Parks and Gardens 98, Ghana Health Service 46, Controller and Accountant General 13, Audit Service 7, Ghana National Fire Service 61, Public Works Department 64, Telecom, Telephone Exchange, Ghana Post, Ukani Nemboma, now 706. These are not politicians. These are not politicians. 706. They are public servants. It is how better TV Sonaka Radio so can say the part 1,000 the good presidency here. First of all, either you are ignorant or you know, but you are deliberately trying to mislead the public. Because of the idea and MPP in the NDC has this, MPP has this, and that's why I've shown you records of both Professor Tamils and then the friend is saying Nana Dankwa Ekufo-Addo. And I'm just telling you, sir, this is John Dramani Mahama statistics. Over 6 ministers of state at the presidency. Nana Dankwa Ekufo-Addo ever 1. President Mahama no was 61 presidential staffers. Nana Dankwa Ekufo-Addo ever 44. Me, I'm a presidential staffer. But not everybody at the office of the president is a presidential staffer. Until nobody should ever say it anywhere, say, and that there are 1,000 presidential staffers at the office of the president. If you say it like lawyer knows, he's not ignorant, he knows. But he's deliberately trying to mislead the public. Obi, the other issue, if we are asking for, the friend is saying, downsizing of government, the way our governance is structured, then we are asking for public servants to be laid off. Because like I've just shown you, 195-year-old office of the president, you know, it moves 700 public servants.
94.7.
So the make one thing, 700 public servants. And really, if you say we should cut down the size at the office of the president, then you're asking us to sack public servants. If that is the case, let's have that conversation. Professor John Dramani Mahama list the 897. 897 no emu 6 ministers of state, presidential services 61, other political appointees are normal cake 118, obi public servants 712. So maybe the 712 is what we are talking about. There is another thing, sad other government appointees 118,292 Yami Koti and Anado and then John Dramani Mahama obi scholarship secretariat Kingsley Munina, they are part of sad data no Maslok into come Masloka, some more Maslok, director of communication, be all Maslok, or Kasa, other appointees. Anything that you offer list now, when you take this list, you realize that there is a name of somebody who works at NEIP as communications for the institution, but okay, the list of friend is saying data from the presidency.
Because say offices under the office of the president.
National Identification Authority. Into Ubekono, Salis the Ukraine, National Education Authority communications guy na PRO no, or Kasa presidency data no, into 1 year, Obefi say, or the Jubilee House. But only institutions are a year under the office of the president. We know these things. These are official documents. These are documents that are out there in the public. All we need to do is we want to do the spin. We can do it. But let's tell them the truth first. I remember our last scenario be on this issue of size of number of ministers. Obi, for the optics there, for the optics, say say ministers, but it doesn't save anybody any money. Obi won't say Kojo Ponkruma or MP for Ofasa be on Kojo Ponkruma. You know, you're minister for information. Wouldn't say on G salary as minister of information. It is a ne. Will you Kojo Ponkruma as minister of information? Krana. Sika abusumi biya controller na Ghana ban you tell on a salary, no, and one a. Let me give you another scenario. If there is an argument that we should merge information and communication ministry, okay, Obi, merge information and communication ministry. It doesn't mean say bakwejuma wejayo. Until be one merge until your minister bakupe and a woho. But a Jumana communications ministry, a woho is some no, and one on bedding. A Juma information ministry as a non the entire staff of the communication ministry, the entire staff of the information ministry, they remain. At the moment, if we say we should merge information and communication with the current arrangement, it means that you are going to save only 2 MPs from being ministers. But you haven't saved any cost on them because Sakana Yabo Mohono, Sakana Yabo every month. And no one honorable Eslowusuni Poma, honorable Poma, Omoji. It took us on your communication minister beam. Now what you need in Kujo Pon Chroma Stellano, Sabo Sumiaka to be the man honorable Eslano, and no obey Obeji. And let me tell you something. Senka Ene, as I say, honorable Eslans communication minister. Otukwano Tamale, now Oko inspector rural telephony project via. The facts only one, HSA director Bia or communications side hono would go and tell the communication information minister say, oh, yeah, quiet telephony inspection into Obefaka no then. Now, it is not as if the work would remain. So, in its actual sense, if you are advocating for something like that, which is not for if it's not for the purposes of political optics there, then we are asking for these public servants to be laid off.
But say Obi MP no say a minister. In him say ministers Aketriano was struck.
No, that's not actually under this government. No. Yes, that's a matter of fact.
MPs and ministers,
the same
cabinet ministers,
yes,
the same salary
actually
as
under
MPs.
Yes, please.
You know that for a fact.
Oh, for as a matter of fact,
for somebody like Esla, no, our cabinet minister,
on extra money,
on your top up,
Debbie. As a matter of fact, in fact, Okofa, your friend is saying, even the report that was done, say emoluments from possible in 2017, and no grandpa said top up kakane insignificant. Some were not even up to 1,000. But under this particular regime, there's no top up. Obi, unim to say under this government, 30% of the appointees, you know, almost salary has been taken off.
No, almost salary, no, 30% every so and after 30% of
the. Say he has been taken off.
No, me about
Abayaji.
Okay, baby.
No, me say 30%
of the appointees, and as appointees need in our salary na 30%.
I may say 30% of who appointing no salary.
Okay.
Yes. Yaji, it means that if you were earning 1,000 Ghana cedis, now you are earning 700 Ghana cedis. That is a policy that His Excellency the President has already announced.
So how
sound common. Then what we are really, you the person you are really advocating for. So saying political optics there, then you're asking for layoffs of public sector workers. You go for presidency here, may say, and I'm giving you the figures under John Dramani Mahama. Under John Dramani Mahama, they had a total of 897 staff. Out of that 897, 712 were public servants. And Nana Adudanko Ekufuado, we have a total of 995 staff. Out of that 995 staff, 658 are public servants. They are not politicians. Omono, Dr. Baumiaba 2025 January. Oko office wa Sanford Omomotiho. Dr. Baumia appointment obey no, it doesn't affect Sankrofo. There are people National Service Office of the President, no more National Service no media grow, Office of the President Castle and there are some people are more Castle. And then no Jubilee House. They still work there, they are still there. They are still in the accounts department. They are still in the IT department. They are stenographers. Some are under parks and work, parks and gardens, and all of that. Until we should situate that conversation well. But for the ranking member of health in the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana to sit on TV and say Abai has a large-sized government and that there are 1,000 presidential staffers at the presidency, it is a complete lie. It is a falsehood, and I feel I have the obligation as a Ghanaian to set the record straight.
Okay.
And I don't say any defend. Me, I don't defend. I clarify. That's my job. If you accuse me of defending, then I say you're also attacking. So why are you always also attacking? Our job as politicians is to ensure once we lead the country, we clarify issue, educate them. It is not a matter of attack and defense. In your football, it's an intellectual space where we share divergent views and ideas and ensuring that at the end of the day we take decisions that will go to the benefit of our people. I just wanted to set that record that it's a complete lie, it is a falsehood. We don't have 1,000 presidential staffers and Nana Akufo-Addo. President Mahama had 61 presidential staffers. Nana Addo has 44 presidential staffers. President Mahama had 6 ministers of state. Nana Addo has 1 minister of state at the presidency. Medasi.
Aha, PRIZM Multimedia. When you go so share, now me say akwenya no ho de maw, say wo be subscribe, ye the video to ma, where the first person I want sabet me so ye video mu, na wo so a wo ye oman ba pa no wetumi ehunu ne ekoso e wo oman mu. Like adwintre bi so ho na opese wuja, fato comment section ni mu. Edi ba ko pe na fa frame, make meje so. Me si ha da mu nyina mwase mamomoni ti a ye je me enyado.